Welcome back, folks. You're still watching Bazaar Morning Call. Hope you're safe and healthy wherever you are. The market has sort of quietened down. It's still down about 100 odd points. It hasn't really made any conclusive recovery, but at least the selling pressure has gotten arrested around this 14,700 mark. Let's talk about some stocks now. Escorts and M&M are in focus after very strong tractor sales that both these companies reported. In fact, Escorts ended FY21 on quite a strong note. The total tractor sales went up 24.1%, and it was the third straight month of higher sales in the month of March, with a growth of almost 10% month on month. Bharat Madan of Escorts is with us to talk about that. Mr. Madan, thanks so much for joining us. You know, we've put behind what was a challenging year, but a year that has done very well for the tractor sector. For your own company, it was almost a 24% growth in FY21. What's the outlook for FY22?
Hi, good morning, Sonia. No, I think the otherwise general rural sentiment are quite strong. I think as of now, like, look at the very strong heavy harvesters now, which is happening. Most of the harvesting is almost done. I think maybe another 2 weeks we'll be through with that. So we're seeing a good traction coming in from the rural market. So the demand continues to be strong and robust, and given all the positive factors on the rural side. So we expect, I think, in the next 6 months, definitely looks like also because of the base rate, the numbers will continue to look strong on the tractor side.
Okay. Mr. Madan, can you give us some color? Which are the regions where you are seeing demand?
So now I think this is, the Rabi season is more for the North and Central Indian market. So we'll see the growth really coming from these market too. So if you look at the last year, the growth was more coming from the southern investment market, where the maximum demand has come from. And that's also because the reasons that these are the regions which are more dependent on rains for irrigation. And we had a very good rainfall in the last 2 years, which is close to normal monsoon. So I think it will all depend on the future also how the monsoon distribution is, in this coming season. The initial indication now it will be closer to normal. So, but again, distribution is also very important for the rainy growth parity. So let's see how the things happen in this year.
Okay. Has there been any disruption to production because of any, supply side issues or even because of rising COVID cases?
Not so far. We have not really seen much impact because of that. But yes, the rising cases continue to be a concern area, especially in the belt of Maharashtra, which is a key belt for us for the supplier base is also they're very strong. So obviously that will be one area I think we should be very closely watching. Because we had seen those issues in the past when the lockdown happened. So hopefully this time there will be no such sort of lockdown. We completely shut the supply chain. So that's, I think, definitely one area which will be closely watched and monitored on a daily basis.
But what is the capacity utilization now?
So look, we've been running virtually at a peak capacity now since last August, and the demand has been so strong. So we're actually facing issue earlier in the supply chain side. But from November onward, the supply issues have been sorted out. But capacity still remained a constant. So now the channel inventory is now more or less close to the normal levels, to the pre-COVID level. But again, so the demand is strong, so that again remains a challenge. The inventory with the company is very, very low. So we're still running at peak capacity. Right since August, every month we are trying to maximize the production. And I hope I think by August, September, we'll have our capacity ramp up also in place. So that should help the situation.
This is a brownfield expansion that you're expecting to come up by September. How much will that be?
No, so it's a mix. It's also some balancing of capacity, especially the supplier side, which is actually a major problem. So at our assembly line, it's not an issue. We can produce double capacity. So for us, capacity was not really constant. So it's more from the supplier side we facing issues, but they're not ready for the side of demand which really came up suddenly. So that's where we're investing now to ramping up the capacity to supply them. And at the same time, our JV also, which has been there with Kubota, that we also start producing our tractors, Scott brand of tractors from July this year. So that should also help, but that will give us additional 20-30,000 tons capacity, which we can really rack upon.
Okay, so you said from July this year the production will start. 30,000 is what you said, that will come incrementally from the Kubota JV. Is that for the full year, or for the full year, what can we expect from this JV?
Yeah, so that's a full year. So JV had 50,000 tractors capacity, out of which 30,000 is earmarked for exports, so which we can utilize. But our own capacity right now, which was 120,000, which we also ramping up to 150 to 160,000 tractors. So combined capacity, including JV, will be close to 180, 190,000 tractors on the annual basis for us.
Okay. All right, Mr. Madan, thank you very much for joining us and giving us details of demand, production and the expansions that are coming into the market by September. Thank you for joining us. A quick look at the past performance of Escorts over the past 5 years. The revenue, EBITDA and profit picture will come up for you. Okay. Well, with that, we move over to the next stock that is on our radar. Again, it's all an auto special. That's usually